I often get questions from parents asking if there are any real careers for their teenager who is interested and good at math. Well, the good news for them is that in today's world, math is the core language of invention. It's the foundation behind everything from AI to cryptocurrency. So if your child is strong in math, the range of careers available is not narrow. In fact, it's the widest possible path in the modern economy. Widest path. So let's unpack what math really is, why it matters, and where it can take your child in 2025 and beyond. First things first, I do want to emphasize that math is not arithmetic. There is a difference between the two. So arithmetic is something like you're calculating to pay tips on your restaurant bill, balancing your checkbook. These are just basic calculations and they're called arithmetic. Math is something else entirely. It's structured thinking. It's logic, pattern, cause and effect. It's how we build apps, diagnose diseases, optimize systems, and launch rockets. Now here's a secret about top universities like MIT, the Ivy Leagues. They don't use math just to find mathematicians. They use math to find thinkers. Students who can analyze, infer, and solve problems. Because here's the thing, they can't just ask an applicant, are you logical? But you can give them a math problem and see how they think under pressure. So that's why nearly every country, every university, and every major field requires math in college admissions. It's a proxy for problem-solving power. So even if your child does not become a mathematician, being fluent in math opens doors in business, science, technology, finance, and medicine. So in today's video, we'll just start with the obvious. If you're good at math, you can become a mathematician. And I'll throw in another one, physicist. These two career paths explore the raw truth of the universe. We're talking about Pascals of the world, Einsteins, Hawkings. These are people who reimagine time and space with just equations. And they're absolutely rare, yes, but they set the intellectual foundations for everything that follows. And then come the teachers, researchers, and professors. Those who carry this knowledge forward, develop new ideas, and train the next generation. So elite universities, professors are judged not just by what they teach, but they're also judged by the research they publish. So professor in proxy is a researcher. They're also judged by the funding they secure for their research, the grad students, the graduate students they mentor, and the real world impact of their ideas. So these roles demand deep knowledge in math or physics and rewarded with academic influence and career longevity. Now, math and physics are not limited to labs and lectures. They power national research centers, engineering roles, and new technologies from quantum computing to clean energy. So professionals trained in physics and math are often the first to understand new inventions because they've already seen the underlying principles in nature or in theory. Even in the corporate world, those with math and physics training are often the fastest to pivot. So they're usually early adapters and the quickest to learn and the most trusted to lead innovation. And here's something most people don't realize. If you study physics or math at undergrad level, you can move into nearly any STEM graduate program. But the reverse is not always true. So for example, you can go from physics undergrad degree or math undergrad degree into electrical engineering. But let's say, so this is bachelor's in science, this is master's. But let's say you majored in electrical engineering undergrad, but you want to move into math for master's. It's much harder. So that's why I tell students who are thinking about what to major in their undergrad, I tell them to major in something broad, like physics or math, because it gives them the widest platform for growth and specialization later, especially if they're thinking about grad school. So if your child loves math, not just as a school subject, but as a way of thinking, you're holding one of the most powerful academic seeds available. So water that seed. Water the seed of mathematical thinking. Encourage them to explore. Encourage them to try competitions, learn programming, connect with mentors. And don't be afraid of online courses or non-traditional paths, because many of the best minds self-teach their way into brilliance. Because the question is not just what job can my child get if they study math. This is not the way to think about it. The real question you need to ask yourself is, what problem might my child solve that changes everything? So stay tuned for the second installment of this series on careers for students who are passionate in mathematics. Be sure to share this video with another parent who also has children that are very passionate and very competent in math, and they're looking to help cultivate their skill set. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.